viewers are at a point of concern. We could have blondes in this country become extinct. I know. Troubling.
A report is out this morning, Rick, from the NewYorkPost.com website. Blondes, could they become an endangered species?
God forbid.
Does that just make your stomach tighten up when you say that? Blondes may have more fun, but they're not going to have much fun for much longer. A new study by German researchers claim that people with blonde hair comprise an endangered species that could become extinct, Rick, by the year 2202. Now, what that means is that our great-grandsons may not have blondes today, or marry.
Wow.
How could this be? How could this be? The problem, you see, is that blonde hair, like blue eyes, is caused by a recessive gene. In order for a child to have blonde hair, it must have the gene for blonde hair on both sides of the family in the grandparents' generation. The decline and fall of the blonde is most likely being caused by bottle blondes, who researchers believe are more attractive to men than true blondes.
What?
The result is fewer pure blonde genes in the gene pool. Another German person has...
Of course.
Academy has research claiming that blondes actually don't have more fun. The professor who did the study, Hans Jurgens...
My name is Hans Jurgens.
believes men associate blondes with marriage and housekeeping, but seek out brunettes for reproductive situations and stuff and that kind of thing.
Gosh, I would think it would be just the opposite.
You know, that's what I thought, too. I thought the more classic stereotype would be for the dark-haired wife and then the out on the town with the blonde. I thought that was... I mean, I guess...
That's the way it is in the movies.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You've always, love American style. That's always how it was.
Michael Douglas has always got him a nice blonde wife at home, and he's out chasing some blonde. That's standard.
You mean brunette at home and out chasing them.
What did I say? Did I say blonde twice?
It's possible.
You see how scared I am?
I know. Well, this is, Rick, this is shocking news. So, basically, blondes need to seek each other out to carry on the blonde gene. And what's happening is people who, in their makeup, their genetic makeup, would be looking for a blonde, not knowing that they were looking for a blonde, would get hooked on a bottle blonde,
which is not a blonde.
Who
doesn't
really
have the
doesn't
gene.
have that gene.
Well, no, because it's in a bottle.
And then, they're not producing the blonde children. So really, I mean, if you look at generations being, just round figures, I know depending on who you talk to, 50 years, that would be we're 4 generations away from no blondes being completely extinct and 2 generations from them being very hard to find.
Well, like Sherry is blonde, and I've noticed, though, I don't think on my side of the family there's anybody that's truly blonde. Now, there's some people with lighter brown.
Right.
And what happens, our children will be blonde for a period of time.
And then they go to something.
And then all of a sudden you see, and then the brown begins to dominate. And I'll tell you, with Big Love, we've come up with some, which I've never seen. His hair is gold. I'm not talking about, you know what I mean? Some people think, you know what I mean? I'm talking about like gold.
Right.
I mean, like it is a
metallic blonde.
Yes, it's a gold look. And like now, Taz has got just white hair sticking up, but it's not going to last.
Right.
So I find that strange. So I don't know, is Sherry considered to be a classic blonde? She said if her hair didn't have any highlights, it would be blonde, but it would be like a dirty blonde.
Right. I think.
Do you follow me?
Yes. I think that's how it is at our house, too.
Right.
But I don't talk about it much,
No,
especially here on the broadcast show.
Well, the term dirty blonde just sounds like, what do you mean by that?
I know.
But you know what I mean.
It's got just such a Saturday night sound to it. But
and then Sherry and I both have red hair in our bloodline, which we always think that our kids are going to end up redheaded, but so far it's been more of a, like I say, a gold look.
Right. So it's Dee, do y'all have any trouble with blondes in your family?
Dee, what about your family?
Let me just say blonde weave, maybe. But there's no blonde traces in our family at all.
Have you got some blonde weave?
There's some blonde weave going around. Because you'll see a sister with some blonde weave. You'll see blonde hair, and you're like, how does she have that?
Right.
Because that's not hers. It can't be.
Well, no. You just
Maybe
don't.
a track.
You just don't see your ancestors with a lot of blonde in.
Oh, no.
Well, now that was I know. What was it, about a year ago that blonde really caught on in the African American community. I saw a lot of blonde.
Look at Destiny's Child now.
Oh, yeah. Y'all blonde.
Beyonce, that's. I mean, she'll have long blonde hair.
Of course. It's all tracks.
Well, sure, but I mean, it's doing the job.
It's
though.
her.
Yeah.
She paid for it.
Nobody's upset about it, are we?
Yeah. As far as looking at the reflected light, it's all right with me.
It's all right.
Well, I'm
Y'all,
troubled
this
over
is a scary, scary story.
It is. My daughter is very blonde right now, and Hunter was blonde.
He's just starting to brown up a little bit.
Maybe getting a little bit darker, because we were joking when he was little we were going to call him Golden.
Yeah.
That was going to be, so that maybe
Golden Bussy.
Maybe that's what Big Love needs to be, Golden Burgess.
His hair is,
You remember the great Golden Richards that played for the Cowboys? I always thought that was the coolest
Golden
name.
Burgess. That is cool.
Golden Richards spreads out wide to the left.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
wow, that's a good
man,
name.
what a cool name.
I know, especially if you're going to be on the PA. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's possible. And then Boomer's hair was, like, at one time just white. And now his is kind of I don't know. Boomer's got that wiry hair we got running like on my dad's side. I mean, I thought you talk about a hair.
It drives Betty crazy because my son, Hunter, has got like body in his hair. It's a little bit wavy, you know, so you can actually do something with it.
Yeah.
And then Caitlin, the little girl, has straight hair like Daddy that's just straight as it can be. And she's like, God, if the little girl could have just had the body in her hair, we could do so much more with it.
Well, I tell you, Boomer had body, but it got out of control. I mean, but and then Brandy has, her hair's exactly the same color as mine.
So, Rick, I don't know what the answer is here on this. I mean, do we need to try to get you blonde folks together, or should you blonde guys, should y'all be a little more selective when you're looking for another blonde?
Is the problem is the blonde guys are not going for the blonde girls? Is that the biggest problem?
Well, yeah, I would think so, because it's got to be on both sides, right?
Yeah.
And blue eyes could be in the same category here, according to this. I mean, they're a recessive gene too. So if you don't get enough folks the right way, you'll lose that too.
Well, I tell you, brown will dominate.
Oh,
Brown will come in there and it will dominate.
Pretty strong gene.
I always feel sorry for Sherry. Our kids will start saying, "Oh, look, they got pretty blue eyes." I said, "Don't get too attached."
Yeah. It's a lot like kittens. They're going to change.
Yeah, and you'll see the brown to start taking over. She just looks at me. I said, "Well, you married a brown-eyed guy. I'm sorry."
We never really talked about that.
Yeah. So, even though like my brother has hazel eyes, so we must have the blue-eyed gene somewhere in the family, because there's a little hint of it there. So.
You know, I've always wondered about that. And there's some other genes, like my son can roll his tongue, and neither one of us can do it. So where did that come from? You know? Yeah, I can't do that.
Mm-mm.
But I can wiggle my ears. That's also a gene.
Wow,
you know?
I can wiggle my nose.
Wow.
Rick and Bubba.
We're back. It is 13 minutes to the top of the hour. The Rick and Bubba Show. Our toll-free number, 877-WE-BE-BIG. Now, you talk about the toll-free number. How about a call from the War on Terror right now? I can't even pronounce it. Is it Bagram, Afghanistan? Now, I know I'm not saying that right.
That's the air base there.
Am I saying it?
No, not exactly, but
John?
John?
Yeah, I'm here, Rick.
Yeah, there should be quite a delay.
Yes,
Right.
sir. Sorry about that, guys.
Oh, hey, the War on Terror, you're in Afghanistan right now.
I'm sitting in an old bombed-out Soviet building on an airstrip.
Wow.
John, how's it going over there?
It's going really good. The morale is really good. It's not such a bad place. Most of the people are, you'd much rather be home, but we like being here doing what we're doing for you guys back home.
We can't thank you enough. I mean, out there making sure that we're safe, trying to stamp out all these people that are out. And it's just pretty serious when they decided, hey, we want to kill you.
Yeah, well, we hope they don't want to kill us. We just want to, be here, do what we're doing, come home just fine, and take care of all the terrorists and make things safer for us back at home.
John, do you encounter any of the local people there, just the regular old Afghani people?
Oh, yeah, we sure do. We contract a lot of them here to do work for us, and, some of them work in our kitchens and, do, simple stuff, simple labor to come in and, they work on our tents and things like that. So we see them, we buy some things now and again from them. They seem like really nice people for the most part.
Well, now, they're glad that we're there taking care and liberating their country, right? And by the way, you are doing a pretty good screening process on those you're letting in, right?
Oh yeah. They all get screened. We've got interpreters that take care of all that kind of thing to make sure that they're cleared. So then they get frisked. There's 2 different gates before they can get in here, and they get looked at real well. So they don't just come in and come to work, from home.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, they seem to like us. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I would really watch the ones that are cooking.
Yeah. Well, they don't actually get to touch our food. We got our own cook.
Okay.
They're more taking out the trash and that kind of thing.
Yeah, you might want to have one of them test it before you eat it.
Yeah. They don't like our food. It's pork, remember?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, if all else fails, if you feel like it, you're not sure, scare them off with a pork chop.
There you go.
Hey, well, John, thank you for what all of you are doing. Let the men and women know that are there that, speaking on behalf of everyone we know, that we support you, we pray for you, and we thank you for continuing to fight for freedom.
And keep your head down.
Hey, thanks, Rick. Oh, we will. And can I give a quick shout out before I get rid of me?
Please do.
Absolutely.
Okay, I want to say shout out to my wife Debbie in Hansville, Alabama, and my daughter Elizabeth and Lily, and my son Alex, and one of the guys with me, Ron Ellis, wanted to give a shout out to his wife Carla. And you guys did the shout out to us here. You got a lot of listeners sitting on streaming audio listening to you, so we really appreciate it. Thanks for everything. Can't wait to get back and hear you guys right there in town.
John, you take care, brother, and I'm glad you're getting to hear the show some, get you a little piece of Americana out there in Afghanistan.
God bless you.
Thanks, guys. God bless you, too.
All right, bye-bye. Wow. Call from Afghanistan.
On the old satellite phone.
On satellite phone,
Of course, I really want one of those.
Wow.
Just dial up anywhere.
If only you could get Turner South in Afghanistan.
Yeah, that would be tough. I feel like that's outside the protected area, Rick.
Yeah, because of all their professional baseball teams.
Sure.
All right, John.
They interfere with the goat roping championship.
Right, John Oshu joins us. Mark Prater is Prater is vacationing with Speedy.
Yep.
And they're on some kind of golf.
Rick, there's about 16 of them.
Yep,
I mean, there's a whole
They
crew
go
of
every
them.
they've made an annual event where they go off and play golf. I think they're struggling in Sandestin or something.
Yeah, somewhere down on the coast.
Well, gosh,
And,
I hope they can get through it.
You know, John, I know that by your emails you were fired up and wanting to really come in here on fire today.
No. You asked for a picture yesterday, so I just need to send that to you.
Well, I got it over the fax machine. Not exactly probably what we need.
Let's hold it up anyway.
This looks like John Oldshoe with sand glued to a piece of paper.
There it is.
I don't know that is the look that we need. Mark, can you get that there?
Yeah, he's got it dialed in there.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well,
See that?
see you. Well, see, that looks good, doesn't it, John?
Hi, I'm John Oldshoe.
I'm John Oshu. Wait, these guys.
Well, I tried to make it better and make it a little bigger, and I don't know if it helped or hurt. I don't know.
I think that may have hurt, D.
That may have
I don't
hurt him
know.
right there a little bit.
That was this.
That hurt him a
That
little
is just like John on a satellite phone with a picture on it, coming from Afghanistan.
John the Sandman.
But just take that day and put it on your face like you are, John.
Yeah. Will you just be there for us?
I'll be John this way.
Yeah, I think that's the bad camera, though, the one that we're having trouble with, unfortunately.
I got you.
Yeah, I got one word, Genlock. But
Hey,
anyway,
look, I'm live in the studio with you.
Yeah,
how
hey,
about
John.
that?
Good to see you,
I've
buddy.
got a nice tan today, too. Wow.
John, what is, I know, another hurricane, tropical storm, weather, how the week's going to progress.
This is a hurricane. This is no tropical storm. Hurricane.
She's headed straight.
Up to 85 miles per hour, going across the western tip of Cuba here in a few hours, and then into the Gulf of Mexico. And coming almost due northwest. This thing looks like it's going right for western Louisiana, maybe 100 or 150 miles further west than Isidore went. And that means our rain across the area is going to be shifted more to the west. Looks like New Orleans is going to be right in the path of the heavy rain again. So I don't know what they're going to. They may be swimming by Friday morning down there.
John, with this path not going over Mexico like the other one did to kind of weaken it, just out in the open ocean and dialing in on Louisiana,
Right.
is this thing just going to get stronger and stronger?
Yeah. The only limiting factor is that Isidore came ahead of it and kind of stirred up the ocean water, cooled it down a little bit, but still the forecasted intensity is 110, 120 miles per hour by landfall, and that'll be a Category 3 hurricane.
Wow.
Hey.
Hey.
There you go.
Hey, I got a question for you guys.
All right,
you were
quickly.
talking about the blonde blue eye stuff.
Yes.
me and Lynn, both brown-headed. Lynn's got blue eyes. We've got a blonde-haired, blue-eyed baby now.
As of right now, he is.
Okay.
Because that means there's probably a blonde gene in your family, but the key will be, will it stay blonde? I've had now the third child that had blonde hair, and all of them switched to a darker color.
Or, John, the thing we never want to think about,
Right.
John out chasing storms too much. Just joking, Lynn. I'm just joking.
Bubba, Rick and Bubba. Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba.
They all up in the house.
Get into this hour, we welcome you in all across the country. You're listening strong on 23 radio stations and growing, and, of course, looking at the show on Turner South. Good
And,
morning.
Rick, listening on the Internet in places like Afghanistan.
Now, if the internet feed's not working, what are they listed on the Rocket out of
there-
Huntsville?
A couple of our affiliates have feeds that are working.
So couldn't we put that on the website? It's click here and get. We used to do
we
that.
need to. There, we've been through all this legal
Because we got a big
quagmire
thing on our
and all this.
website says the feed's down, but
Right.
if the affiliates are carrying it,
Some of them are.
well, we need to have that on there.
Yeah,
right?
well, there's some gray area there.
Is there? Okay.
Yeah.
There's a juggling.
Plus, I think for our show, we ought to be able to carry it. The problem is that, you got some other things going on here that, when it's copyrights and all that again, it's a big legal quag. But other than that, everything's great.
Things you do need to know on the website. Sean Hannity coming to Birmingham. We'll be there sitting at the dais with Sean Hannity.
We're sitting next to him at the desk.
I know.
I didn't want to say anything.
Look, and you have really behaved well this week.
Thank you, Rick. I appreciate
I'm very
you saying
proud of that.
Thanks. I've been trying to, back
Yeah.
it down a little bit.
Plenty of tickets are available if you want to get those. There is some tables available. You can go to our website and find out all that information. Also, this hour, your chance to win some of the Ultimate Talladega Super Speedway NASCAR packages. You can drop the green flag at Time Trials Friday for your favorite driver and go into the grand prize drawing, which basically means good seats and access, even a picture with the winner of the Saturday and Sunday race. So be listening for that. Bubba had shared in his science segment this morning, shocking the world. There is some studies out right now that suggest it is possible that 4 generations from right now that we not have any more blonde people in this country.
Scary.
Not
Scary, but true.
not natural blonde.
Rick, it may be the world. That was
Is
a
it the
German.
world?
That was a German study.
It was Hans, wasn't it?
Yes.
Boy, that,
Hans a joke.
you talk about people panicking if blonde and
I
blue
know,
eyes
I
going
know.
out. But we have comments about it. First of all, let's start with Teresa, who's in Birmingham, listening to Y94.5. Teresa, how are you this morning?
Fine. Good morning.
Good
Glad
morning
you called.
to you.
Monkey grass.
Welcome.
Yes, sir. Yes.
I had a comment. I love watching you on Turner South.
Thank you.
When are they going to carry the whole 4 hours?
You know, really, I think that'll all have to do with if we're successful or not. If we can create some ratings and revenue, and they feel like that it would behoove them from a financial standpoint to carry all 4, then that's the way the old business works.
Yes, it's all driven by the almighty dollar, and but you folks watching will help get the ratings up, which will in turn mean advertising dollars. So you're doing what you need to do. Watch, listen, and help spread the word about Rick and Bubba as always.
Y'all have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Teresa.
Bye-bye.
Let's go to Haleyville, Alabama. Tim standing by. Hey, Tim, how are you?
What's going on?
Tim, tell it.
I just was going to tell y'all guys I'm fixing to marry a blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl, and I'm blonde-haired, blue-eyed myself, so try to keep the trait going.
Thank
Well, now, Tim, this is this is uncomfortable. Is she natural?
Yeah.
You're sure?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you hadn't been married. You hadn't been around. You kind of got to go. Take her word for it.
That's right.
I mean, she could be coloring on the side. You never know.
You never know.
Well,
Been dating for 6 years. So.
Oh, good. Well, Tim, look, y'all need to have some kids because
That's right.
the world needs
boys and girls.
Yeah.
Thank you,
See,
Tim.
my parents were both brown hair,
Oh, really?
so and I come out blonde hair, so.
So there's blonde back there
Well,
somewhere.
it
Grandparents.
does that skip a generation
Sure it will.
deal. So.
Will in a minute. Thanks, Tim. Let's go to Melissa in Nashville, Tennessee. Melissa, how are you?
Hi, how you doing?
We're great.
I wanted to call in on this because I'm a blonde.
A natural blonde?
Yes, and my hair is starting to turn darker. I'm 26, and both my parents were blonde through college, and now they have dark hair. but my grandmother on my father's side had blonde hair.
Well, you ought to be all right then.
Yeah, but I married a black-haired guy.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
Tall, dark, and handsome.
Yeah.
I think if you look in the mirror for so long at a blonde, you just tend to get bored with it.
That may be some. There may be something to that.
Well, now, if that was true, the same would hold for people that have dark hair would get tired of looking at that and want to marry a blonde.
Well, they do.
My husband loves blondes, so.
Well, a lot of guys do.
Dark hair people do marry blondes a lot.
But it's funny, I called in earlier because I model part-time, and in casting calls, a lot of times they want brunettes. Blondes are just not interesting anymore, I guess. I don't know.
Are blondes on the out? What's going on here?
I don't know.
I tell you one thing. This show has done what we can to kind of put blondes where they belong.
Where's Dixie Spice at? Did she get
Where is
back?
Dixie Spice?
Speaking of being blonde, we sent her to go get breakfast 2 hours ago.
Was that not her breakfast that came in? That was
No,
Bones?
Bones brought that breakfast in.
So Dixie's still gone?
Dixie is still gone, y'all.
Well, she got
bless her heart.
Yeah, she got marked up in a step out, and I don't want to scare anybody, but I left my cell phone at home, and it's very crucial in these times that I have it. She was going to our restaurant, which is not far from where I live, and she said, I'll go by and pick it up for you and tell Sherry I'm coming by. But you know what? We may have fell victim here, don't you? Blonde-to-blonde communication.
B to B.
I'm also a mechanical drafter, so I'd watch that.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying, you got to admit, though, that blondes can speak a language and all of us be out of the loop.
We saw, as a matter of fact, we were witness to one of the funniest blonde-to-blonde interactions I'd ever seen.
You would have loved this.
And you know exactly what I'm talking about. We were going to Six Flags. We met at a restaurant right outside of Six Flags, and we were going to grab a bite to eat and then go in the restaurant. It was later in the day because we've learned, now that we're a little older, you don't rush in at 10. You wait till the sun's going down.
And go on a Wednesday.
That's right, and it's a little cooler out there.
Yes.
So we're fixing to go in. We're going toward the restaurant, and there's a door. We're on the side of it, and it says,
do not use other door. I mean, big sign.
The letters on it were, they had to be 4 inches tall.
Yes.
Do not use door, arrow pointing to the front. Well, Sherry walks up to the door.
And Betty and Sherry.
Now, they're carrying on a conversation.
They're speaking blind.
Yeah.
It's just like,
they're B2B here, B2B. And they're talking about purses and, shopping, and they're talking, and they don't break stride. Sherry walks up,
grabs that door. Now, they don't look at the door.
No. They're still talking, and she's shaking that door. And then, Sherry couldn't open it, so she moves over to the side. Betty gets a hold of it. And she's going to shake it.
They've never stopped talking.
No,
and they're right above this giant letters, do not use.
Yeah,
use other door.
The letters are huge right over their head. And me and Rick are back going, do you think they're ever going to read that sign? Or are they going to rattle that door off the hinges? So finally they go to the front. And we're like, well.
That's what I loved. It didn't phase them. They just moved on down.
That's got to be women in general, not just blondes.
Yeah,
but it never broke stride talking about that purse.
Yeah. Well, we have the contest, Melissa. Blondes are people, too, so we're doing our part.
Thank you very much. And even though I don't really want kids, maybe if I have one, it'll turn out to be blonde and blue-eyed.
Well, I was going to suggest you could keep my kids, but then that will only make it worse.
Yeah,
so
don't do that, Rick.
Yeah.
That's what we do. We take other people's kids every now and then, play with them for a while, send them home.
That's the ultimate way. Thank you very much,
All
Melissa.
Right, thank you.
Bye. Let's go to Kara is in Huntsville listening to The Rock at 95.1. Hey, Kara.
Kara. Hey.
Hey, Kara.
Bubba.
Did I
Kara.
Hey, Kara.
Did I say Kara?
It's Kara.
Hey, Kara.
Hey. How are you?
Kara, let me guess. You're blonde.
No. And it's Tara with a T.
Okay.
Okay, Kara.
Kara, thanks. All right, what's on your mind?
I was just going to let y'all know that in 10th grade in my biology class, we did a little thing on genes, and every baby has a 1 in 4 chance of coming out with blue eyes. It doesn't matter if you're blue-eyed or brown-eyed.
Right. And all babies are born with blue eyes, right? I mean, and then they have to either stay or go. I mean, when a baby gets here, their eyes are pretty much a very deep, dark blue, right? All of them.
I think for the most part. But
are you sure you're not mixing that up with kittens?
No.
No, it was with people because my dad has blue eyes and my mom has brown eyes. And I came out blue-eyed for about a day, and then my eyes turned dark brown, just like my mom.
Well, that's the way with Boomer and with Big Love. Their eyes were blue, through toddler years, and then they changed. Then they changed to brown. And now Taz has got blue eyes and blonde hair, but Sherry no longer gets her hope up. I think she knows that the brown genes will eventually take him over, too. So,
well, I hope that one day my kids have blue eyes.
Yeah, well, it's...
But, you know, whatever.
Kara, thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Thanks, Kara. Let's go. let's go to what this is, Mickey in Thatch, Alabama. Mickey, how you doing?
Hey guys, I'm doing great.
Mickey, where is Thatch located?
Well, do you know where Elkmont is?
Yes.
Okay, well, we're just about 2, maybe 5 miles outside of Elkmont.
That's where I thought it was all along.
Me too.
Yeah, well, it's actually just a bit north of Athens, about 12 miles.
Sure.
Oh, gotcha, yeah.
Well, guys, my wife and I had been on vacation. We'd gone down to Florida, and on the way back, we had to stop at the restaurant. It's a place you hear about everywhere you go, and so we stop in and we eat. And, of course, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'm going to wash my hands.
Now,
take care of the...
is this our restaurant?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Rick and Bubba's right there on the Cahaba Valley exit and
That's
everything,
Yeah.
Well, when I was in the bathrooms, I noticed something that if it was planned, it's a great plan, guys. If it wasn't, hey, it was good anyway. When I went to the wall unit there to do my business, I noticed the cool breeze of air running down the wall, causing me to, need to go to the bathroom even quicker.
Yes.
And I didn't know if that was planned.
It is.
Yeah, I thought so. That's a pretty good idea, guys. You need to get something
Mickey,
kind of paperwork.
I'll be honest with you, that was not on my list. If it is planned, it was not my idea.
Let me tell you what I was thinking, because I designed that in the bathroom. A lot of men, and they don't like to talk about it, when it comes to public restrooms and other men, maybe in other stalls, experience what we call stage fright.
Yes.
Indeed.
And so what we have done is I thought if you blow the nice cool air down through the urinal, this will, of course, help the process to run more smooth.
It worked for me, guys.
Well,
it definitely
a lot of people doubted my design, but
so it was designed to keep things moving.
Yes,
okay.
Because you don't want to have to stand in line. You ever been at a big time football, race, sporting event, concert, and somebody gets stage fright in front of you?
Yeah.
And you're going, "Hey, buddy, you're killing us!"
And you're like,
"You are killing us!"
Yeah. Are you using the bathroom, or are you trying to set up your email service? You know what I mean? I mean, come on.
Right. And if you don't have stage fright, get that prostate checked.
Oh, my goodness. Well, listen, guys,
no
I'm going to
pressure.
go. I just want to get a shout-out quick to my wife, Adriana Christian, and Thatch. I love you, baby.
All right, thank you, Mickey.
God bless you guys.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks for appreciating that design. We'll be back 12 minutes past. Oh, Dixie Spice has returned. Hey, is your husband-to-be, is he blonde? Brown hair. See?
Do you highlight, or you just natural? A little highlight. Okay.
Is that all highlight, or are you blonde-headed? Are you blonde?
No, it's time to go to break, Dixie. Sorry.
Thanks a lot. We'll be right back.
Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba.